When trying to find a game to review, I sat for hours and hours looking to find a game that caught my eye. Eventually, I landed on Trek to Yomi. I remember seeing the trailer at E3 and thinking, oh, that's cool, but I guess I just passed up on it. And wow, I was actually so wrong for doing this. This game was amazing. Trek to Yomi is a 2.5D scroller based in Edo, Japan. You take control of Hiroki, a young boy learning to become a samurai when all of a sudden you and your master are interrupted. While your master attends to the gates, you take it upon yourself to save the town as the young boy you are, and in doing so you come face to face with a samurai. You seriously disfigure him, and in doing so he becomes enraged, but your master steps in. Now, I just need to take a moment to talk about how amazing this fight is. It's super quick and super powerful. It's not like you see these spinning moves and stuff like that you see in Western films. It's very quick. It's just one slash. And I honestly love it. But as all samurai films go, your master dies. And that sparks a revenge story. Now you may be thinking, oh great, another revenge story, how fun. No. I mean, technically it is a revenge story, but it's a revenge story so much different. And that's what I absolutely love about it. By the end of the game, you really question yourself, is this really worth the revenge? Is it going to fulfill my happiness? Well, I mean, I guess it's all up to you depending on what choice you pick. Now to get into the gameplay and atmosphere. Wow, I was completely taken back at how beautiful a side-scroller could actually be. And to be honest, I'm not even a big fan of side-scrollers. The game was so good I often found myself sitting in the main menu and just listening to the music alone. While in-game, I found myself taking it all in and having to pause for a while and listen to all the ambient sounds that were going on. I'm also very glad that the game wasn't overcomplicated in its controls, although I did have an issue with one thing, but I'll get more on that later. To be honest, the attacking was very smooth. I was a huge fan that they gave me an option on how I wanted to attack, whether that was a piercing strike, a low strike, or a high strike. And even in some cases, certain moves were better than other moves for enemies. I loved being able to do it in Ghost of Tsushima. Although not that in-depth as Ghost of Tsushima, it still very much pleased me. They also give you 3 ranged ways of attacking, by give you shurikens, a bow, an arrow, and an otsuzu. I probably butchered the pronunciation on that, but it's basically just like a blunderbuss gun. And not to mention, there's environmental ways to kill people. There is just so many ways to play this game, and I'm in love with it. It almost kind of reminds me of a mix of Sifu with a mix of Ghost of Tsushima, and I mean, you really can't go wrong with both of those games. Now to talk about the world of Trek to Yomi. I could have put this with the atmosphere, but I really think it deserves its own section. Trek to Yomi is not a lighthearted game whatsoever. A good majority of the game is spent in despair. You hear people crying, screaming, and even in some cases, trying to fight to live.
もうやめとくれ。そう遠くまではいけまい。おい、一人も生かしておいてはいけん。分かっておるな。死よ、命だけは。死ねえ、ただそのクズ野郎が。待て。頭を引きちぎっちまいな。目をね。
I remember there was this one part in the beginning of the game where you were walking through the town to try to find your master, and you hear this large bell ringing, and you could obviously tell something was going wrong. Or even just walking through the town alone. There's people talking and offering you things. It just really makes you believe you're in this world, and these people are real, and it's your duty to defend them. There are so many ways I can explain how beautiful this world is, so I might as well just show you.
美味しそうではございましたが。
サバ、アサリ、鈴木。
この老いぼれの荷車を動かすのをお手伝いいただけませぬか。三十郎。
承知いたしました。先生はどこへ向かわれたかご存知でしょうか。
かたじけのうございます。三十郎様はものすごい速さで上に上がっていかれました。門の外で何かあるようでございますな。
And finally, my favorite part of this entire game. It's the music and voice acting. I don't know what it is about a game that has good voice acting or good music, but it really draws me in and makes me feel like I'm really here. I'll get started with the music first because I make music, so it speaks to me a whole lot more. But the music is, oh my god, it is perfect. Like I said, before I would sit in the main menu just listening to the music. It was so soothing and relaxing, I just couldn't get enough of it. The beautiful people behind the soundtrack were Cody Matthew Johnson and Yoko Honda. I seriously cannot get over how amazing this soundtrack was. They pulled this off perfectly. And how could I forget the amazing voice acting? You have two options to pick through, either Japanese or English. I decided to pick Japanese just to stick to what the default settings were, and I'm guessing that's how the game was supposed to be played, so that's what you'll hear during gameplay. The voice acting is so crisp, I love it. It's one of those games where the voice acting is overpowering the other audio, and some games can do this wrong, but Trek to Yomi does it perfect. I think it fits the game. It very much feels like you're watching an old 1960s samurai movie.
上川村の者どもでございます。
では、奴の手下どもはすでに川を渡っておる。一刻の猶予もないぞ。森光殿。いざ、参る。
Now for the pros. I really didn't know where to put these, so I'm just going to put them in the things that I liked. One of those things was the enemy variety. There are so many different types, I love it. There's your casual guys with swords, ones with armor, ones that are better at blocking, and later in the game there's these ghost guys. One of them can throw their sword at you, which takes a lot of health away, and got pretty annoying, but it was annoying in a good way. It made me change who to focus on and kill first. Another thing was the camera at certain points in this game. This is a 2.5D game, basically meaning you can move your character up, down, left, right, and that's it. But there's these really cool camera shots where the camera follows you and it feels like a movie.
Aiko! Aiko 殿を見た者はおらぬか?
And the last thing I liked was the addition of boss battles. I had zero clue these were in the game, and I was ultimately surprised. Now, these aren't Dark Souls hard, but they're challenging in their own ways, especially when the boss puts you into a corner and you can't move because it's a 2.5D game. It makes you very aggressive, but being aggressive could also lead to an early death, and being too conservative can lead also to an early death. It's really weird, and I loved how the boss battles worked. And the things I didn't like. I should probably start by saying this doesn't ruin the game for me, it's just things I was a little bit picky about. One of those things was the blocking. I don't know why, but I still have no idea how to parry. I looked it up online and even in the menus, and I was just never able to get a good parry. I spent 10 minutes trying to beat a part simply because I couldn't parry. And that also leads me to the animations. Some of the animations were super janky. I really wish they added more to it instead of like when I kill somebody, they just kind of go stiff and fall. It kind of killed the immersion a little bit, but that's fine. Now, I know I said I love the enemy variety, but the armor enemies were super repetitive. All I had to do was throw a piercing blow and then just keep doing that over and over and over again until he died. I wish I didn't have to do that and actually use other moves to kill him, but it is what it is. And the last thing, which was kind of a big deal, was there was this weird glitch I kept getting at the end of the game where either me or the boss's dialogue just wouldn't play, so it would just be pure silence. This was really annoying because I love the dialogue. It's what carries the game the most, and for it not to play was just, I don't know, kind of a big letdown, and I didn't really like it. So my final thoughts on Trek to Yomi. Honestly, Trek to Yomi is an amazing game, absolutely stunning, and will definitely be up there with the games I remember. Even if you don't like 2D games, I really urge you to give this one a try. Maybe it will change your game on 2D games, just like it did with me. But despite the weird bugs and all that, I still had an amazing time, and with that being said, I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. Me again. I'm sick, so yeah, for some reason I always get sick when I'm finishing a video. I don't know why, but it's me again. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. It didn't take me that long. I actually really enjoyed the process. If you guys liked the video, please click the like and subscribe. And if you want to see more, or if you want to see a certain game, just let me know. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you.